moving out last year, starting tonight ahead of Sergio Roberto and Nelson Semedo, who was one of the few summer signings for Barcelona. There's Marcelo. There's got competition for his place with Hernandez coming in the summer. That's the beauty for Zidane. He has well enough top quality players to name two starting 11s quite frequently last year. Terry, he would make 9 changes, wouldn't he, between Champions League and La Liga?
Yep, and it served him well. The young players, the fringe players in particular, did really well. Might be a problem or two this season. I think 1 or 2 established players, senior players, have left the club. Real Madrid have gone again for youth, and bringing the likes of Dani Ceballos and Theo Hernandez in. Also lost Pepe, Danilo, Contrell, James Rodriguez, Alvaro Morata. Zidane placed a lot of trust in the younger players in the squad. I think he's been proved that he's right to do so.
Toni Kroos to Isco, who's grown in stature over the last 6 months. Last year at this point, there was talk of him being loaned out to get him some playing time. Now he's arguably in the team ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo, though of course Ronaldo is not fully fit. But Ronaldo, for the first time in his career, is going to have to fight for his place here.
He'll get back in. It's interesting though, looking at Zidane, the way that he plays with Isco in the team at the top of the diamond. Midfield quartet, Casemiro holding tonight's Kroos and Kovacic.
And this is Marcelo.
And Isco at the top of the diamond, and Gareth Bale playing more central than he has done in the past when it's been the usual 4-3-3 from Real Madrid. And I think it does give Real Madrid a little bit more control in midfield with the extra player in there. I think Zidane will see Gareth Bale as one of the centre forwards with Benzema and Ronaldo.
Titi to Busquets, to Iniesta, to Rakitic. Now Vidal. Piqué, Busquets, familiar names, familiar style, Lionel Messi. Now Rakitic, a bit of afters there. Noted by Senghor. Sitting in Bengochea, got a space for Jordi Alba. Goes on the outside. Alba sliding tackle from Dani Carvajal, Spain's right back on Spain's left back.
At times he's tackled to perfection. And you see the crossfield diagonal pass to Marcelo. Just beyond the defensive line of Barcelona in an offside position there. We see the wonderful skills from Isco.
Messi will take the corner. Piqué comes through the crowd. Good header away by Ramos. Now Vidal. Suarez.
Some ability, isn't it, with Isco? Great awareness, great control. Always on the move, and perfect for that position that Zidane has found him. Just pulling off at the front two.
Marcelo. Carvajal. Kovacic to... Well, seems the omnipresent Isco is everywhere. He's got this roaming role. Just looking at the formation of Real Madrid. They've got 2 up front. But a back 4, and Isco seems to be playing a mirroring role of Messi, just going wherever he wants to. He's got the full freedom.
Yep, and I think that's the right way to play that position. Always find little pockets of space, whether it's dropping deep or going wide. On occasions, being in an advanced position, almost being the centre forward. If Benzema drops deep, he's an intelligent player. Isco.
Casemiro. Toni Kroos. Gareth Bale to Marcelo. Lovely touch from the Brazilian. Sturdy touch from Gerard Piqué. Now the entertainer. Marcelo on this left-hand side. Hasn't had a great deal of competition for his position in recent years, but they spent 23 million on Theo Hernandez from Atletico Madrid in the summer. He's a replacement in the making.
No, it's very early, Rob. I'm just looking to see if there are any differences between Ernesto Valverde and the tactical approach from Luis Enrique. It's fair to say at the moment Real Madrid are enjoying a large share of the possession. For the amount of high pressing from Barcelona so far.
And Iniesta stolen easily by Isco. Gareth Bale behind you was not the cry, and Titi, with the aid of Jordi Alba, wins it back. Busquets. Alex Vidal. Struggling to get out of their own half at the moment. Barcelona. It's a high-pressing game by Zidane's Real Madrid. Now Delafeu. A little bit tight, but it was Kovacic who won it back. And Karim Benzema, last year at this point, was facing competition for his position from the returning Morata. And you've seen him off.
Didn't he, initially when he joined Real Madrid from Gonzalo Higuain.
It's a great ball over the top. Nice take by Suarez. And he warms the hands of Keylor Navas.
It's a half chance for Luis Suarez, the first sight of goal for Barcelona. He's willing to run in behind. Almost does extremely well, and the pressure from a defender is the right amount of touches, the right sort of touches to inevitably end up with an attempt on goal.
Very animated Zidane down on the touchline. It's not so often we see him scream at his players. Messi. Busquets. Jordi Alba. Delafeu. Casemiro.
We'll see Valverde cracking the whip as well from the touchline. He will be irritated by the amount of times that his team have given away cheap possession. There we see a fantastic run, fantastic understanding and awareness from Iniesta to find Luis Suarez as well to get his attempt away.
Lionel Messi's on the case. Defenders swarm around him. It's through the legs of Suarez, and it's the calming influence of Keylor Navas.
Luis Suarez with two really good touches. Gets the ball under control. A comfortable save for Keylor Navas.
Well, it has been an uncertain summer in Catalonia. Nobody quite believed the story when it came out that Paris Saint-Germain were willing to meet the 222 euros. A sickening amount of money. And the famous Sequeira tweet from Gerard Piqué, but it became a reality. Barcelona have a lot of money in the bank now. And they're chasing Dembele, we're told. Officials in Germany last week. Dembele refusing to play for Dortmund. And as we know, Philippe Coutinho unsettled back on Merseyside. When you look at their best starting 11, Terry, there will be one position up for grabs, really, wouldn't there? Which is the position which is vacated by Neymar. I suppose in time, Iniesta will be making way for somebody in midfield, and maybe that's where Coutinho would fit into the bigger picture.
It's a fantastic opportunity for Delafeu to return back to Barcelona, be given the chance. Iniesta, hopefully. There's a few more years ahead of him.
Iniesta had his injuries last season, and there's only a couple of times at the end of the campaign that he actually played repeat matches, back-to-back matches with La Liga and Champions League, and of course the Copa del Rey run went all the way to the final. He won the Spanish Cup. Suarez steps over it, Messi tries to play it into it. Ramos sensibly hoisted into the crowd. Busquets. Delafeu selling Suarez short. It's an ambitious run from the back from the centre half of Varane.
At the very least, if Delafeu having any chance of staying in the team and being the replacement for Neymar, he has to get the basics right. 2 or 3 occasions already in the game he's been guilty of giving away possession, misplaced passes.
Alba, Titi. Messi feeds the ball to Delafeu, and he was captured again by this razor-sharp offside trap of Real Madrid.
He has the pace to hold his run and to make sure that he's in an onside position.
You'd have to look at the shadows of the two players to regard him as offside. Here is Gareth Bale, and Titi coolly gets himself and Barcelona out of a tight situation.
I'm surprised Gareth Bale wasn't a little bit more aggressive there. And Titi, of course, has to be careful with the aggression. And the foul there results in the penalty for Real Madrid. It was well worth Gareth Bale being more aggressive, though.
There's Alex Vidal, bit of a folk hero in these parts, goes on the outside. Whisked away by Kovacic. Rakitic. Messi. Toni Kroos. Isco. Little nudge from Delafeu. He's having a difficult full debut for Barcelona. He has played 6 times previously for the club. If they were going on his travels, but none of them were from the start of a match.
Bell making that running behind him, Titi. I think here he can afford to be much more aggressive than the defender who runs the risk of giving away a penalty. And Titi won that tussle.
It was a clash between fellow Frenchmen. You can't say French international colleagues, because Benzema is currently, of course, out of the scene. Hasn't started for France since November 2015 because of issues.
Luis Suarez earlier was frustrated with Alex Vidal. Made a really good run towards the byline, but took far too long to get his head up. To be aware of the position of Suarez. By the time he played the ball in, the chance had gone.
Casemiro wanted the free kick. Quite happy the referee gave the advantage. Isco. Benzema making a sweeping run in from the wing. Barcelona defending well, but new season's greetings from myself, Rob Palmer, and Terry Gibson, and welcome to the Camp Nou, where this evening we bring you the first major match of the season, Barcelona against Real Madrid, El Gran Clásico. Well, it's a late kick-off Spanish time, but clearly hasn't affected the crowd. The Catalan and Barcelona flags flying high and proud around the Camp Nou. Well, at last, all of the talking and speculation can be put to bed. And Terry Gibson, we can have a decent game of football.
Well, there's a few more days left yet, Rob, with the speculation and transfer gossip from the Barcelona and Real Madrid squads. It's a Clasico tonight, full of familiar faces. Just one new player starting tonight for Barcelona and Real Madrid 11. Familiar faces, all there last season. Players that won the Champions League, the La Liga title.
Well, all of the dignitaries and the greats have turned out. Raul and Butragueño up in the president's box. They'll be envious of the players who are taking to centre stage at the Camp Nou this evening. It is, of course, a two-legged affair. They play again on Wednesday night in Madrid, which is a 10 o'clock UK kickoff, 11 o'clock at night local time. Well, it's all very jovial down in the bowels of the Camp Nou. I'm sure once the game begins, that will be out of the window.
Yep, two protagonists there getting together, Busquets and Ramos, both competitive. Both will do whatever it takes to make sure that their team are in a winning position going in towards the second leg. But it is going to be competitive, make no doubt about that. It's the Spanish Super Cup, and any game between these two teams is going to be full on, full throttle. Both teams going all out. You see the strength of the lineups, both managers, no concessions whatsoever. This is going to be a proper game of football.
Well, as Terry said, for once, the spotlight hasn't been on the signings of Real or Barcelona. Both have made a profit in the transfer market this summer. Barcelona selling players for 226 million euros, 222 million of that, of course, the well-publicised Neymar to Paris Saint-Germain deal. Real Madrid have brought in 120 million euros in sales and themselves spent only 40 million in the transfer market to bring in two young talents, Theo Hernandez and Dani Ceballos, neither of whom make the pitch from the start this evening. Two sides not only familiar to each other down in the tunnel, but familiar to the fans as well. No experimentation from Zinedine Zidane or the new manager of Barcelona. Cristiano Ronaldo will be sitting in the shadows, an unusual place for him, but he's only had 3 full practice sessions since returning from his summer retreat. If we do see him tonight, it will probably be a cameo appearance in the closing stages of the game, as it was against Manchester United in the European Super Cup in midweek. Now Barcelona hymn ringing around the Camp Nou. There is no such thing as a pre-season friendly anymore. And both managers acknowledging that this is a chance for the first silverware of the season. And Ernesto Valverde will be desperate to get off to a good start with his new team, replacing Luis Enrique at the back end of May. Doesn't have a lot more to work with than Luis Enrique, but we expect some activity in the transfer market in the next 7 days or so. There's talk of them signing a Brazilian tomorrow. Don't worry, Liverpool fans, it isn't Coutinho. I expect that Paulinho, formerly of Tottenham, will become a Barcelona player. Mobile phones up in the stands, creating a starlight effect. Down in the centre of the field, there are the stars. No longer the MSN. The chosen one tonight is Gerard Deulofeu, who returns to Barcelona after spells, of course, at Sevilla and at Everton, and a short spell at AC Milan. He will replace Neymar in possibly the strongest 11. The other surprise is at right back, where Alex Vidal plays his first game from the start since last February. Sergio Roberto is on the bench. Referee tonight, one of the younger referees in Spain, Senor Tibergos Bengochea. Well, there was a time when Real Madrid Well, signing the Galacticos. He has made some recruits this summer, but they tend to be players to bolster the squad. It's a very strong starting 11. Ronaldo is rested this evening. Isco will be taking his place alongside Benzema and Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale, of course, didn't start the last 9 games of last season. Returning to familiar surroundings, Ernesto Valverde, once a player in the Cruyff era. Returned down twice. He's in the hot seat, and Zinedine Zidane, who's just signed a new 3-year extension to his stay. He's looking to add yet another trophy to his cabinet. He's won everything else.
It's been an incredible achievement for Zidane so far. 2 Champions Leagues, La Liga title. Absolutely fabulous job. Be looking for it to continue, starting from now.
And away we go. They light the fireworks. The 235th Clásico starts the Spanish season. These 2 clubs have met, of course, in the summer over in Miami. Didn't let anybody down, 5 goals. Messi scored after 3 minutes of that game, Rakitic after 7 minutes. Piqué scored what turned out to be the winning goal in the 50th minute of the match. There is no such thing as a friendly between these 2 ancient old rivals. Real Madrid haven't had the most sensational pre-season, drawing against Manchester United, beaten by Manchester City, losing against Barcelona, even drew against the MLS All-Stars. But tonight they're hoping to peak. And it's Kovacic who's got the midfield position. He's playing in place of Modric tonight. Modric discovered he was suspended because he was sent off in the last Super Cup he played in 3 years ago. Here's De La Feu, he was offside. It's going to take some getting to know you for the Barcelona front 3. Suarez, Messi, and De La Feu, the chosen one. It's tight.
He has gone for, I dare to say it, like-for-like replacement in terms of the style of player. It's happy to play wide on the left. And De La Feu. There's some casual play, didn't we, from Barcelona to stay winning the ball away cheaply. And Kovacic unlucky with the quick thinking. The attempted chip from long range.
Barcelona pinned back. Maurice ter Stegen, the coach may have changed, but the Barcelona style will remain faithful. Trying to play out from the back, he's got them in some trouble here. This is Benzema. Vidal in the way, corner prevented from ter Stegen. And this was it.
It's intercepted by Isco. Kovacic, quick thinking. It's the right idea, isn't it? Just didn't get enough elevation on the attempted lob over ter Stegen.
I was reminiscent of that moment in March 2014 when Victor Valdez gifted the ball to Karim Benzema, and he scored after 23 seconds of the Clásico. Alex Vidal, who looked to be moving out last year, starting tonight ahead of Sergio Roberto and Nelson Semedo, who was one of the few summer signings for Barcelona. And it's Marcelo. There's got competition for his place with Hernandez coming in the summer. That's the beauty for Zidane. He has, well, enough top quality players to name 2 starting 11s quite frequently last year. Terry, he would make 9 changes, wouldn't he, between Champions League and La Liga?
Yep, and it served him well. The young players, the fringe players in particular, did really well. Maybe a problem or 2 this season. I think 1 or 2 established players, senior players, have left the club. Real Madrid have gone again for youth, and bringing the likes of Dani Ceballos and Theo Hernandez in. Also lost Pepe, Danilo, Contrell, James Rodriguez, Alvaro Morata. Zidane placed a lot of trust in the younger players in the squad. I think he's been proved that he's right to do so.
Tony Kroos to Isco, who's grown in stature over the last 6 months. Last year at this point there was talk of him being loaned out to get him some playing time. Now he's arguably in the team ahead of Cristiano Ronaldo, though of course Ronaldo is not fully fit. But Ronaldo, for the first time in his career, is going to have to fight for his place here.
He'll get back in. It's interesting though, looking at Zidane, the way that he plays with Isco in the team at the top of the diamond. Midfield quartet, Casemiro holding tonight's Kroos and Kovacic.
This is Marcelo.
Isco at the top of the diamond, and Gareth Bale playing more central than he has done in the past when it's been the usual 4-3-3 from Real Madrid. And I think it does give Real Madrid a little bit more control in midfield with the extra player in there. I think Zidane will see Gareth Bale as one of the centre forwards with Benzema and Ronaldo.
Titi to Busquets, Iniesta to Rakitic. Now Vidal. Piqué, Busquets, familiar names, familiar style, Lionel Messi. Now Rakitic, a bit of afters there. Noted by Senghor. Sitting in a Bengal chair. Got a space for Jordi Alba. Goes on the outside. Alba sliding tackle from Dani Carvajal. Spain's right back on Spain's left back.
Times he's tackled to perfection. And we'll see the crossfield diagonal pass to Marcelo. Just beyond the defensive line of Barcelona in an offside position there. We see the wonderful skills from Isco.
Messi will take the corner. Piqué comes through the crowd. Good header away by Ramos. Now Vidal. Suarez.
It's all about ability, isn't it, with Isco? Great awareness, great control. Always on the move, and perfect for that position that Zidane has found him. Just pulling off at the front two.
Marcelo. Carvajal. Kovacic to... Well, seems the omnipresent Isco is everywhere. He's got this roaming role. Just looking at the formation of Real Madrid. They've got two up front. But a back four, and Isco seems to be playing a mirroring role of Messi, just going wherever he wants to. He's got the full freedom.
Yep, and I think that's the right way to play that position. Always find little pockets of space, whether it's dropping deep or going wide. On occasions, being in an advanced position, almost being the centre forward. If Benzema drops deep, he's an intelligent player. Isco.
Casemiro. Toni Kroos. Gareth Bale to Marcelo. Lovely touch from the Brazilian. Sturdy touch from Gerard Piqué. Never the entertainer. Marcelo on this left-hand side. He hasn't had a great deal of competition for his position in recent years, but they spent 23 million on Theo Hernandez from Atletico Madrid in the summer. He's a replacement in the making.
I know it's very early, Rob. I'm just looking to see if there are any differences between Ernesto Valverde and the tactical approach from Luis Enrique. It's fair to say at the moment, Real Madrid are enjoying a large share of the possession. For the amount of high pressing from Barcelona so far.
And Iniesta stolen easily by Isco. Gareth Bale behind you was not the cry. And Titi, with the aid of Jordi Alba, wins it back. Busquets. Alex Vidal. struggling to get out of their own half at the moment. Barcelona, it's a high-pressing game by Zidane's Real Madrid. Now De La Feu. A little bit tight, but it was Kovacic who won it back. And Karim Benzema, last year at this point, was facing competition for his position from the returning Murata, and he's seen him off.
The competition, didn't he, initially when he joined Real Madrid from Gonzalo Higuain.
That's a great ball over the top. Nice take by Suarez, and he warms the hands of Keylor Navas.
There's a half chance for Luis Suarez, the first sight of goal for Barcelona. He's willing to run in behind. Almost does extremely well, and the pressure from a defender has the right amount of touches, the right sort of touches to inevitably end up with an attempt on goal.
Very animated Zidane down on the touchline. It's not so often we see him scream at his players. Messi. Busquets. Jordi Alba. De La Feu. Casemiro.
I see Valverde cracking the whip as well from the touchline. He will be irritated by the amount of times that his team have given away cheap possession. There we see a fantastic run, fantastic understanding and awareness from Iniesta to find Luis Suarez as well to get his attempt away.
Lionel Messi's on the case. Defenders swarm around him. It's through the legs of Suarez, and it's the calming influence of Keylor Navas.
So Luis Suarez with two really good touches. Gets the ball under control. A comfortable save for Keylor Navas.
Well, it has been an uncertain summer in Catalonia. Nobody quite believed the story when it came out that Paris Saint-Germain were willing to meet the 222 euros. A sickening amount of money. And the famous Sequeira tweet from Gerard Piqué, but it became a reality. Barcelona have a lot of money in the bank now. And they're chasing Dembele, we're told. Officials in Germany last week. Dembele refusing to play for Dortmund. And as we know, Philippe Coutinho unsettled back on Merseyside. When you look at their best starting 11, Terry, there will be one position up for grabs, really, wouldn't there? Which is the position which is vacated by Neymar. I suppose in time, Iniesta will be making way for somebody in midfield, and whether that's where Coutinho would fit into the bigger picture.
So there's a fantastic opportunity for De La Feu to return back to Barcelona, be given the chance. Iniesta, hopefully, there's a few more years ahead of him.
Iniesta had his injuries last season, and there's only a couple of times at the end of the campaign that he actually played repeat matches, back-to-back matches with La Liga and Champions League, and of course the Copa del Rey run, and all the way to the final. He won the Spanish Cup. Suarez steps over it, Messi tries to play it into it. Ramos sensibly hoisted into the crowd. Busquets. De La Feu selling Suarez short. It's an ambitious run from the back from the centre half. Varane.
At the very least, Ferg's had any chance of staying in the team and being the replacement for Neymar. He has to get the basics right. 2 or 3 occasions already in the game he's been guilty of giving away possession, misplaced passes.
Titi. Messi feeds the ball to Deulofeu, and he was captured again by this razor-sharp offside trap of Real Madrid.
He has the pace to hold his run and to make sure that he's in an onside position.
You'd have to look at the shadows of the two players to regard him as offside. Here is Gareth Bale, and Titi coolly gets himself and Barcelona out of a tight situation.
I'm surprised Gareth Bale wasn't a little bit more aggressive there. And Titi, of course, has to be careful with the aggression. And the foul there results in the penalty for Real Madrid. It was well worth Gareth Bale being more aggressive, though.
Here's Alex Vidal, bit of a folk hero in these parts, goes on the outside. Whisked away by Kovacic. Rakitic. Messi. Toni Kroos. Isco. Little nudge from Deulofeu. He's having a difficult full debut for Barcelona. He has played 6 times previously for the club. If we're going on his travels, but none of them were from the start of a match.
Bell making that running behind him, Titi. I think here he can afford to be much more aggressive than the defender who runs the risk of giving away a penalty. And Titi won that tussle.
It was a clash between fellow Frenchmen. You can't say French international colleagues, because Benzema is currently, of course, out of the scene. Hasn't started for France since November 2015 because of issues.
Luis Suarez earlier was frustrated with Alex Vidal. He made a really good run towards the byline, but took far too long to get his head up. To be aware of the position of Suarez. By the time he played the ball in, the chance had gone.
Casemiro wanted the free kick. Quite happy the referee gave the advantage. Isco. Benzema making a sweeping run in from the wing. Barcelona defending well, but Rakitic puts them in some trouble here. Toni Kroos. Isco has options. Kroos is with him. Isco with the dancing feet. He went for the deceit.
Isco again with the skill. Busquets feeling the effects of that challenge from Casemiro. That's Vidal, the right back. Previously a right winger when he was at Sevilla. A long spell of his career, and he looked like a right winger there. Not sure of how to adjust his body, how to try and defend against Isco.
That's a positive run. Deulofeu. Half-hearted appeal from handball from the players. Noisier from the supporters. Piqué buys himself some ground. Now Busquets. Well, it's 20 past 10 in the evening in Barcelona, but it's still 78 degrees. Warmer down at pitch level. And it'll be an energy-sapping evening. This is Busquets. Rakitic. Vidal. Suarez. Now Rakitic. Suarez is offside. That avenue's closed. Barcelona having to play a patient game here. Jordi Alba.
think Barcelona are struggling to find a rhythm in their game. First genuine competitive match. Real Madrid, of course, played Manchester United in the European Super Cup.
Lionel Messi. Star attraction so far has been Isco. The referee has his first big decision to make of the evening. Messi arrives down there in pain. It was a raw challenge on Lionel Messi.
It's not like Casemiro, is it?
He said ironically.
His first foul was in 15 seconds. This is his third one so far. The referee is adjudged. He gets some of the ball, but I think it takes more than enough of Lionel Messi initially.
This was the other big decision. It did come off the lower arm of Carvajal, and the referee couldn't have been better placed.
His arm's close to his body, and it does deflect off his own thigh. So certainly not a penalty for me.
Not unsurprisingly, maybe the first caution of the evening to Carlos Casemiro. Kovacic. Isco. Marcelo takes to the wing.
It is often an issue, though, isn't it, for Zidane and Real Madrid?
That's a brilliant ball. It's a clever run as well. Bale tries to play it back to Benzema.
That Casemiro does get booked so frequently. 70 minutes to play in this game. He's the defensive whole midfield player. It's his job to make challenges. Got away with it a number of occasions last season. An important player for Real Madrid.
Isco. Bale draws Piqué, makes the angle for himself. Benzema can't get the touch. Kovacic to Casemiro. Oh, driven by Toni Kroos.
That's a very good pass from the German midfielder. Very rare. Casemiro with the challenge on Messi. Messi sees him coming, steps across into the challenge to try and shield the ball. It's fair to say it's just warming up now, isn't it? It's been a classic so far.
Casemiro classes Zinedine Zidane as he's playing idle. That's a great deal to the manager as well, who's shown so much faith in him. Casemiro had a good start under Rafa Benitez, but when it came to the Clásico, Benitez dropped him, and that was the beginning of the end for the former Liverpool manager. Now Zidane has had Casemiro as a constant in the team, brings some ballast to Real Madrid and allows the artisans to go perform. Here's one of the set artisans, Isco. And there's a little linking of arms there between Benzema and Vidal. The referee's attention was brought to it by his assistant.
A little nudge, wasn't it, from Benzema on Vidal?
Iniesta. Alba to Umtiti. Andres Iniesta. Gerard Deulofeu. Piqué. Rakitic. Vidal. Just over a quarter of the game gone. It's taken Barcelona quite a while to impose themselves on the match. And another raw challenge on Messi, this time from Gareth Bale. It looks good kill.
He's getting involved in the game more now. He always is prepared to hit defenders on. He's outnumbered. Trusts his ability. Tight situations to dribble away from defenders, to change direction quickly. Genuine attempt from Bale, isn't it? But definitely a foul. Advantageous position for Barcelona to take on the attempt, direct to goal. Of course, with Neymar not there, Suarez getting involved in the set piece.
Well, the favourite would always be Lionel Messi, surely. For most players on the planet, you'd say an impossible angle. But it's Messi standing over the ball. He goes for it. He almost gets it. You could see Navas half expecting something like that.
Of course, he was just over the crossbar. Didn't really ever look as if it was going to get down quick enough to beat the Real Madrid goalkeeper.
Kovacic. Varane. Kovacic to Isco. Too much on the pass. PK to Vidal. It's a lazy pass from Vidal. Isco's the most prominent player for Real Madrid so far in this game. PK does a little pirouette. Appreciation from the Barcelona supporters. Kovacic. Ramos. Toni Kroos. There is Messi. Brilliant ball by Messi. De La Fail. Suarez catches the eyes of the defenders. Rakitic. Iniesta. Nice lay off to Jordi Alba. Alba with a disappointing cross. Barcelona trying to get used to life without Neymar.
Yeah, and it did look that way there, didn't it? It wasn't fluent down the left wing. Messi's attempt. If it is on target, Keylor Navas does have it covered.
Titi and PK and Michel trying to split the Real defence. It appeared to be a handball from PK, and if it was deliberate, the referee, will caution him. It's a very soft handball from PK.
He tries to palm it in, doesn't he? And fully deserves the yellow card. You have no complaints there. Don't think he had any, did he? Exactly what was coming.
Marcelo. Isco. Asking a lot of Gareth Bale. And Titi casually back to keeper ter Stegen.
Looks very assured now, doesn't he? And Titi, big success from last summer's transfer signings that Barcelona made.
Well, yeah. Spent 82 million last summer. He's the only player that made an impact. Wonderful athletic defending here by Varane. To Carvajal. Isco. De La Fail to Titi. Now Rakitic. Messi. Rakitic showed too much of the ball to Rafael Varane. The pace is quickening as the players go through the gears here. Here's Marcelo. Oh, it gets the space on Vidal. Oh, it was a necessary header. Don't forget the second leg of this Spanish Super Copa is on Wednesday night. That is right, it is 10 o'clock kickoff UK time on Wednesday on the Sky Sports football channel. It allows the capital to cool down. It's around 40 degrees in Madrid at the moment. Casemiro looking for the element of surprise, but no catching out. Marc-Andre ter Stegen.
Again, there was another really good chance for Real Madrid with the cross from the left wing. Jordi Alba with a defensive header against Gareth Bale, who's in the far post.
Rakitic, Iniesta, in his own time. Alba, now Messi. Moran uses it back to Keylor Navas. Marcelo, brilliant by the Brazilian. PK. As for a foul after the ball had gone. And Zinedine Zidane was assisting the referee in making his decision.
It's a position that Marcelo should be allowed to get away from. He turns Vidal there. Knock in at the bottom of his back.
No goals, 6 fouls apiece. A yellow card per team as well in the opening half an hour of this game. Bale. Marcelo. Kroos. Benzema. Kroos. And Titi waits for his goalkeeper. He has great ability with his feet. There is Suarez. But Varane, there's the beating of him when it comes to pace. Ramos. Lionel Messi. I don't know if his records, but it's a long time since he scored against Real Madrid at the camp in a Clásico. Lionel Messi hasn't scored here against Real in 5 games.
It's fair to say that neither team have hit full stride yet. Looking for a bit of magic. Goal from nowhere. It's going to be Messi for Barcelona, and it's going to be Isco for Real Madrid, who look the prime candidates to come up with something a little bit different, a little bit special.
Delafeu hasn't yet blended with Messi and Suarez. Iniesta. Jordi Alba. Tight. Messi's there. Brave, decisive save from Navas.
It's better from Barcelona, isn't it? Opening up that space. It's a wonderful pass from Iniesta. There's Jordi Alba to, without breaking stride, run onto it. Try and cut it back first time to Lionel Messi.
Suarez refuses to give up the chase. Casemiro, it's his job, the enforcer. Here's Barca's enforcer, Busquets. Vidal. Casemiro.
I admire the way that Suarez knows that Varane is quicker. It would be easy for Suarez just to drop deep, get the ball to feet, make no attempt to run in behind, but his movement is so good, so intelligent, good understanding of all players. It's important for him and Barcelona if they can stretch Varane and Ramos, make them run back towards their own goal. Opens up the space for the likes of Iniesta and Rakitic and the attacking fullbacks.
Oh, pendulum of possession swinging the way at the moment of Barcelona. Piqué, Rakitic through the legs of Marcelo. Jordi Alba. Times last season when he was out of favour with Luis Enrique. And as Iniesta cleverly plays it to Suarez. But they don't outwit Ramos. Casemiro. Barca's whole defence creeps up to the halfway line. Now they have to backtrack a little. This is Benzema. Well, it's enthralling for the football purists. It's a defensive masterclass from both teams so far. Suarez, Rakitic, Suarez. Oh, little confusion in the Real Madrid defences. Barcelona are livening things up now.
Play from Luis Suarez. He's looking to get involved in the build-up. End-to-end stuff. Very little play in midfield now. Both teams look absolutely shattered. 35 minutes in. Both teams desperate to win this cup. Two big games before the season starts. Probably two that they probably could have done without in terms of preparation for their league campaign. They both want to win. I think they're both way short of where they expect them to be once the season gets up and going.
Iniesta hits and hopes, not his style really. Easy for Ramos to head away. This is Benzema. As always, Karim Benzema is full of running. Very rarely goes the full 90 minutes. This is the Suarez into play, and it was Carvajal who came across and bailed out the rest of the defence. Isco sparkled in the opening 20 minutes or so of the game. They blotted him out as Barca have slowly started to take control. Kovacic to Carvajal. Bale. Kroos. Marcelo. Isco. Vidal stands off him, gives Isco space. Oh, it's a great save from Ter Stegen. Pure reflex after Gareth Bale whisked it in.
It's a snapshot from Gareth Bale. And Isco causing all sorts of problems. Vidal backing into his own penalty area, not giving too much help from any of his teammates in terms of defending one against Isco.
Heads up, and Titi climbs highest. Gerard Deulofeu leads the counter-attack. Deulofeu to Jordi Alba. Full steam ahead. Carvajal only half stops him. Puts him into the danger area. And tidying things up is Kovacic. It's been a mature performance from Kovacic in the role tonight of Modric. And he continues the run as well. He stops something, can he start something? Gareth Bale beaten in the race by Gerard Piqué. Here's Ter Stegen. Marcelo.
Just a few moments ago I said it was end-to-end stuff. Very little play in midfield. A good example of that. Kovacic chasing all the way back, and Jordi Alba was trying to take on Carvajal. Did so well that it was radiant up the pitch again. You see the snapshot from Gareth Bale, the cut back from Isco. Good reflexes from Ter Stegen. Technique-wise as well from the goalkeeper to push it over the crossbar. Good attempt from Gareth Bale.
Messi. Iniesta. Busquets.
Certainly no hint in the tactical approach from Real Madrid that this is a two-legged affair, is it? For the away team, they haven't come with the idea, the intention to keep a clean sheet, to shut up shop. It's just been a straightforward game of football, isn't it? With both teams looking to win, looking to score goals.
Messi gets around Casemiro. The referee has to pick something out of that. The ball was in the middle of it somewhere. And was it payback by Messi on Carlos Casemiro?
Sure, he picks up the booking here. Is it Messi for the foul? Is it Busquets for the descent? The referee gets involved in the play. Deflects off the referee. Busquets with a crunching challenge on Casemiro. That's payback from Busquets. I have no doubt about that whatsoever.
We're told it was Lionel Messi who received the booking. Could well have been Busquets as well, as Terry said. His challenge is maybe more dangerous than Messi, but the referee probably saw it as an active descent. And Busquets takes it as part of the game that he's caught heavily by Gareth Bale.
So PK holding off Gareth Bale, back heel. We've got a double drag back and a back heel now from Gerard Piqué in his own penalty area. Goalkeeping from Ter Stegen to keep out Gareth Bale.
And booking for Bale as well. There was a time when we had the 5 costliest players ever participating in the Clasico. And of course, Gareth Bale is at number 3 in that particular chart. A bit of afters there. And it's Carvajal who's the latest to go in the referee's little black book.
The players are getting even more tired. The tackles and the challenges are even later. Again, Carvajal shouldn't have any complaints. He's pointing to the ball. It wasn't him that got anywhere near the ball, was it? Pointing in the direction that the ball went. He catches Iniesta.
Iniesta had injury problems last year. It was a cruciate injury picked up against Valencia. And after January, couldn't start back-to-back games until right at the very end of the season.
Didn't have much of a pre-season because of the European Championships. Picked up that injury, serious injury, early on in the season for an aggressive challenge from an opponent. And kind of nursed him through the rest of the season.
Messi, easy for Ramos. Well, he scored the dramatic equaliser against Barcelona last year. Ramos in the 90th minute. Busquets, Vidal, Piqué. Rakitic. Iniesta. Alba. Without his usual playmate, Neymar. Vidal. Rakitic. Standing his ground is Ramos and again. As we mentioned, Barcelona dominating possession of the ball. That may be part of the plan of Zidane. He is at times content for his players to sit back and utilise the breakneck speed on the counter-attack. Something he brought from his time in Italian football with Juventus. The onus is, of course, on Barcelona to entertain the home supporters. Titi. Little layout from Deulofeu. Iniesta. Lightning football this from Barcelona, but there's no strike at the end of it. Isco. Carvajal. Here's Gareth Bale. Teases it to Toni Kroos. To the final minute of the first half. Marcelo. He was given his wings by Vidal. This is Casemiro. Carvajal. Looking for Bale at the far post, and Bale came clambering in.
There's a grimace again from Gareth Bale. He should be favourite again at the far post. He gets slightly underneath the cross, doesn't he? Cannot direct his header goalwards from that range if it's on target. Fancy the chances of beating Ter Stegen.
All right, on cue, the referee draws the first half to a close, pretty much as we expected. Teams showing a bit of tightness in the opening showcase game of the season. Barcelona edging the possession, but Real Madrid starting the game very sharply. And I'm sure in the second half we're going to see Cristiano Ronaldo at half-time at the Camp Nou. It is Barcelona 0, Real Madrid 0. So half-time in the Spanish Super Cup of first leg. Barcelona, as we mentioned, edging the possession 60-40, but both teams with a couple of chances at goal. 6 chances during the course of the game. And we've had 5 bookings as well. There's almost a goal in the opening minute with a little bit of short-sightedness by the keeper, Ter Stegen, almost gifting an early goal for Kovacic.
It's complacent from Ter Stegen. Kovacic, the right idea. Just getting that, didn't get enough elevation on the chip, the lob.
No, Neymar means a little more space for Luis Suarez to operate in, and he's had the better of the chances for Barca.
Yep, and he's always willing to make that run. This great movement in behind, curves his run, bends his run, so he's in on an onside position. Again, a comfortable save for Keylor Navas.
Well, early in the game, Barcelona could be accused of being slow of thought. It was Isco who was catching the eye. He's been the play marker with Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. Couldn't get his shot on target after leading Vidal, and there he downs.
He's become such an influential player for Real Madrid, and in the first half, the bright spark for Real Madrid, especially when he gets the opportunity to take on Vidal.
Well, taking the place of Neymar has been Gerard Deulofeu, who swears he should have won a penalty. It was a point-blank block from Carvajal.
Yep, Carvajal's arm is near his body and it rolls up his leg onto his arm. Not penalty for me, and Messi attempt from the set piece. Curling it over the crossbar, insufficient power, but I think Keylor Navas does have it covered if it's on target.
Well, it has been a first half of its ifs, buts and maybes. Most of the clever play has been from Isco, and that was the best save of the game from Ter Stegen. Reflex stuff to keep out Gareth Bale.
Again, it's Isco taking on Alex Vidal. Gareth Bale with the snapshot. Good technical goalkeeping from Ter Stegen to palm it away over the crossbar. Good strong hands.
This is the other chance to Bale, who came in at the far post, and maybe a fitter Gareth Bale or Cristiano Ronaldo may have scored there.
Yep, sharp Gareth Bale, just timing just out.
Well, food for thought for the managers at half-time. OK, diary at the ready. This is the Spanish football coming up for you here on Sky Sports on the Football Channel on Wednesday night. The second leg of the Spanish Super Cup all begins at 5 to 10. Real Madrid against Barcelona. Next week, La Liga begins on Friday night on the red button on the Sky Sports football channel on Friday. Begins with Leganes against Alaves and then Valencia against Las Palmas. On Saturday, Celta against Real Sociedad will be on the red button on the Sky Sports football channel. And then on the front of the channel will be Girona, new to La Liga, against Atletico Madrid. A 7:15 kickoff for that one. And your late Saturday game, same channel of course these days, 9:10 start is Sevilla against Espanyol. On Sunday, tea-time football is Athletic Bilbao against Getafe. That's followed by Barcelona against Real Betis. The late game on Sunday night is Deportivo La Coruña against Real Madrid. And then a double header on Monday on the Sky Sports football channel. First of all, it's Levante against Villarreal. And then on the red button, Malaga against Eibar. I can tell you Terry Gibson will be watching all of those. We haven't had a goal in the first half so far at the Camp Nou. This was the closest we've come. The Lionel Messi free kick causing concern for Keylor Navas. And for Real Madrid, I'm sure at some point we're going to see Cristiano Ronaldo. No better place to get fitness than down on the field of play. Isco and Bale have been their star performers so far. Isco, the creator, Gareth Bale, has had a number of chances. Brilliant save from Andrei ter Stegen. We have an official attendance at half-time of 89,514 at the Camp Nou. Maybe you can get in touch with us on Twitter at Revista de la Liga. Put your questions in for Terry and John tomorrow on the podcast, and you can keep up to date with everything that's happening on the website skysports.com. Revista. What a great deal for Terry and John to talk about on our La Liga podcast tomorrow, but there may yet be signings. As we mentioned, there's a Brazilian who used to play in the Premier League who is likely to sign for Barcelona tomorrow. Rest easy, Liverpool fans, if you just tuned in. It's Paulinho. As a former Spurs man, what do you make of that one, Terry?
Well, I think we have to make our own mind up. If it happens, it looks like it's increasingly likely to happen. See what he brings to Barcelona. Another number in the midfield in terms of their squad numbers. A few players, I think, that will be departing Barcelona in the next week or so as well. I think it's one of those times for Barcelona where they're making their mind up about certain players. Players probably have already made their mind up who they would like to depart. I think we're going to see a lot of action, transfer activity from Barcelona in the next 10 days.
Well, that is the thing.
£220 million euros burning a hole in their pocket, and everybody knows it, and that's the problem.
Well, there are some players on the fringes, the likes of Meunier, who last season was out at Valencia, Arda Turan, who doesn't appear to be part of the plans anymore. Maybe even Andre Gomes, who wasn't a hit after his signing last year, but is a regular for Portugal. He may capture the eye, of course, for Real Madrid, should I say. We expect that the signings are complete, but Zinedine Zidane did toy with the media yesterday in saying you're going to have to wait until the final week of August to find out what happens. There are still those that have the conspiracy theory that David De Gea will be signed from Manchester United. There's been no weakness, though, in the performance tonight of Keylor Navas, the Real Madrid keeper. No signs of change at half-time. It is a stronger bench for Real Madrid with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Dani Ceballos, Asensio, who started the Champions League final last season. And you do look for where the power may come from with Barcelona. Their attacking players, Alcacer, Suarez, I suppose Sergio Roberto as well. They bring energy to the team, but not too many of them are the kind of players who can come on and do damage. And they do need additions to their creative department. Starts on Sunday, recommences. Back in the day, the players used to go through all sorts of fitness ordeals, but the modern way is to find match fitness by playing top-class exhibition games around the world. Well, this is the first of the trophy competitions. In Spain, there's Isco. He was offside.
I'm pretty sure both managers will be looking to freshen things up in the second half, to be mindful that they don't overplay players at this stage of the preparations for the season. Isco just caught offside there. It's interesting that Valverde has chosen to go with Alex Vidal. After Barcelona paid 40 million euros to bring in Nelson Semedo from Benfica.
Well, we can hear the whistles around the camp. I believe that is because Cristiano Ronaldo has just risen to his feet down on the bench. Ram comes across to take care of Deulofeu, who started the second half in the central position with Suarez out on the left wing as Valverde just tries to loosen things up a little bit. Rakitic. Deulofeu. There he is, the pantomime villain. Will he come on in a puff of green smoke, I wonder, at some point? Suarez dropping a little bit deeper, trying to draw the defenders out of their shell. Andres Iniesta. Now Lionel Messi holds off one, holds off two. Still got past Casemiro and pleads with the referee.
Well, it's not an angry Lionel Messi inquiring quizzically to the referee. Just outnumbered, isn't he? Varane with a decisive challenge. Ramos, Carvajal. I think they know by now that he is the danger player. Surrounded him whenever he gets the opportunity to get turned on the ball, face the goal, look to take the defence on.
That may be an incident which in a couple of years' time would go to the video assistant referee up in the grandstand. So take a long lingering look at that again. Of course, on the Barcelona team, they've got Deulofeu, whose goal in that experimental game counted, thanks to the assistant video referee, the VAR. Isco and Zamtiti. Marcelo. Ramos. Benzema. Very well marked by Jordi Alba. Nice step over from Carvajal. Forces off Deulofeu. It's a big ask of Deulofeu as well, because there are a lot of Evertonians telling me in his days at Goodison Park he was never really a 90-minute man. The number of times he was withdrawn towards the end of the match. And he's having to put a shift in down this left-hand side. Tony Kroos with the corner. Keeps it well away from the keeper, but not Piqué. Busquets. Sharpest mind down there is Isco. Now Marcelo. Oh. Piqué! Never out of the headlines in a Clásico, but it's a negative headline for Gerard Piqué. Something he never wanted to do, and that is score for Real Madrid.
It was good decisive attacking play from Real Madrid. Both teams have had success with getting players into positions around the byline. Of course, no surprise to see Marcelo getting into that position. Nice pass from Isco. Just times the pass well. Isco takes it, the touch, and places it into the path of Marcelo. He knows if he hits it across in that position in the 6-yard box with a bit of power, it's going to cause the defenders all sorts of problems, and that's exactly what happens to their pleasure. Real sees his side. Real Madrid go 1-0 ahead. The first leg away from home. Always difficult for a defender there, isn't it? To try and get there, to try and stop the cross, get something on it. Gerard Piqué flies into the back of his own net.
Well, it causes pain to every Barcelona supporter watching. But nothing compared to the pain of Gerard Piqué, who has the club crest tattooed to his heart. Deulofeu. Darting run from Jordi Alba. Deulofeu can't find him. Iniesta. Bit of an ask for Alex Vidal. Messi. Hasn't been a good few weeks, has it, for Gerard Piqué, with that mistimed tweet about Neymar not leaving the club. Now he's mistimed interception. Iniesta to Messi. Deulofeu. Poor old Gerard Deulofeu has an impossible position to fill. Those are the words of Zinedine Zidane, who said that Neymar was irreplaceable. Away goes Benzema. Bale points to where he'd like it. He's ahead of the action. It comes off Piqué again. Heart-in-mouth moment for Gerard Piqué.
Yeah, an attack there again. You feel Real Madrid possibly could have done better. Isco with a provider at the pass to Marcelo. Good first touch. Gets it out of his feet. Drives it across goal. Deflection off of Gerard Piqué. Messi. You said earlier challenge, and he gets away from him. Half-hearted appeal for a penalty from Messi.
Piqué. Normally the Rock looking a little porous at the moment. Brilliant from Suarez. And Deulofeu keep up with him on this left-hand side. Suarez to Messi. May have been a foul. The referee tries to give the advantage to Barcelona. Backfires on Senor Bengochea. Marcelo. Not convinced that Marcelo was offside. This go got out of the way then. Not a good moment for the referee. There's Rakitic. Now Messi. Caresses the ball to Rakitic. Flying down the right-hand side is Vidal. Carvajal steps over it. Chance for Deulofeu. Oh, and it was 1 footstep away from Lionel Messi.
A good reaction from Barcelona to going a goal behind. Stop the pace in terms of tempo in attack. Vidal with the first cross. Initially to try and find Messi. Deulofeu again.
Well, that's the moment he dreamed about all of his life, Gerard Deulofeu, the Barcelona supporter who's made the first team in his first Clásico, a chance to score.
He's looking to pass it across the box, isn't it? Across the 6-yard box to Lionel Messi. Any attempt on goal with the power, with the curl, the right-footed player coming in from the left. Be more dangerous. Looks like he tries to pick out Lionel Messi, who couldn't get the touch.
Kovacic. Ramos.
We haven't seen Deulofeu take on Dani Carvajal in particular, and he's had numerous opportunities to do exactly that. He looks nervous and apprehensive. It's a massive chance for him, massive opportunity. That's what he's good at. He's got that pace. He can drive and get at defenders, get the other side of the fullback. He's been reluctant to do that tonight.
Marcelo. So much space. Benzema. Draws Piqué, puts it across. Carvajal! How did that not go in? A remarkable clearance. As Barcelona was so stretched. All the people leading the charge, it was Dani Carvajal. Barcelona looking shaky. You can sense the discontent around their home ground. Deulofeu. Toni Kroos. Piqué. Now Rakitic. Vidal on the outside. Rakitic tries to find Suarez. The referee judges a free kick for Barca.
So open the game though, isn't it? Real Madrid looking to try and finish the tie-off, going all out to try and get the second goal. They're going to get more opportunities. This was a really good opportunity. Does Benzema waste the opportunity though by, again, not getting his head up and picking out a teammate? Eventually he finds the route to Carvajal.
It was quite a remarkable clearance from Jordi Alba, who's left the two players to babysit.
It's a brilliant clearance because he's trying to occupy the centre of the goal. And once he goes past him, he reacts, turns, gets across. Makes a fantastic block to deny Carvajal. A little cutback from Isco was the best opportunity for Real Madrid, though.
Is it Messi time? No, it's not. The wall is well built. Expensively built, but well built. Now Isco. Well, he is loving every minute of this Clásico, Isco.
And in fairness to the Barcelona supporters, as they're enjoying his performance, there's been 2 or 3 pieces of action which has had the crowd off their feet for a Real Madrid player.
I think he's still got his pet dog, Isco. And the name of the dog is Messi. He named it before he left Malaga. There's a touch of the Messi's about him tonight. Oh, look at that circus football from Marcelo. The referee not buying the foul. This is Busquets. PK. Fair. Referee trying to let things flow, but he felt that Carvajal had been holding down Gerard Deulofeu. I don't need to say anything, do I? You can hear who's coming on. Barcelona making their change as well. It's Karim Benzema. He's frequently taken out of the firing line. He's going to rest his legs, and Ronaldo will go into the centre forwards position. A warm welcome for Cristiano Ronaldo. Or is that fiery?
That's music to his ears. Yep.
Barcelona do have one vacant position in the starting 11. Last year they experimented with a number of players. Deulofeu was replaced by Denis Suarez. A former Manchester City man replacing a former Everton man.
Yep, and unfortunately for Deulofeu, didn't really make an impact in the game. It's fair to say he didn't grab his opportunity.
Whisked away. Suarez! A necessary touch from Keylor Navas.
It's unrealistic, isn't it, to expect Deulofeu to be the replacement for Neymar. Suarez doing his best there to get the equaliser. It's Denis Suarez with the latest player to get a chance.
Iniesta. Denis Suarez. Casemiro.
So the delivery to the far post. Carvajal complaining that he's pushed by Luis Suarez. I just think it's a aggressive play by the Barcelona striker.
Gareth Bale. Flies it in. Oh, it was Isco who came through the centre. Casemiro to Kovacic. Niggling little foul from Andres Iniesta. Varane. Carvajal. Marcelo on that far side, screaming that he wants the ball. Great ball. Ronaldo was quicker out of the blocks than beleaguered-looking Piqué. Here's Carvajal. And it's the rear of Cristiano Ronaldo who gets in the way of things.
He's been given a little bit longer than the 20 minutes he had against Manchester United. That was the plan from Zidane. 30 minutes tonight for Ronaldo. He's always in an offside position there. And again, looking to get behind the defence immediately. Benzema coming off, Ronaldo going up front. The Gareth Bale's been asked to play slightly wider. Let's drop into the right side of midfield position. This go on the left. A little sign that Real Madrid looking to tighten things up, just with the 1-goal lead away from home.
Toni Kroos. Ronaldo. Fear in the hearts of Barcelona. Emergency action taken by Gerard Piqué. Well, he finished last season explosively, Cristiano Ronaldo, with 16 goals in his last 10 matches. The star of the Champions League final. Turns 33 next winter. His powers are not exactly waning as he reinvents himself. Piqué. Denis Suarez. Now Vidal. Weaves inside, and Suarez was offside, despite the complaints from the home supporters. It was a teasingly late flag by the assistant on the far side.
I think his left leg just strays into that offside position, doesn't it?
That's the downside of wearing luminous yellow boots, isn't it?
Close one, very close. Fantastic movement from Luis Suarez.
Neymar scored tonight for Paris Saint-Germain. He's history. And this is Denis Suarez. Messi. Now Iniesta. Messi. Rakitic. Inside Marcelo, good run by Vidal. The recovery from Marcelo.
That's really good recovery. Helps him, he was quick as Marcelo as well. And Suarez with the attempt at goal. Tipped over by Keylor Navas. Ball in behind the fullback. There's a problem for opponents against Barcelona. But Marcelo did really well to block the attempted cross.
Vidal's header. Well, Madrid's task is to keep Barcelona quiet. This is Suarez. Oh, Ferran almost replicated the own goal at the other end of the field.
I thought it was in.
I was about to say at the end of that sentence, 22 Clásicos since Real Madrid kept a clean sheet against Barcelona. Casemiro. Lionel Messi wins a header. Rakitic. Good defending by Gareth Bale, and the referee assists Barcelona. Vidal stolen. Pocket picked by Marcelo. Now Cristiano Ronaldo. Stopped by Iniesta. Ronaldo digs in. Denis Suarez. And there's Iniesta. Busquets. Ramos. There are a lot of nervous defenders out there, just throwing their body on the line, hoping for the best.
I think you described it correctly, Rob. Just pinched there by Marcelo. No foul on Vidal.
Good tackle by Umtiti. Andres Iniesta slows the game down to the pace he likes. Rakitic. Now Messi. Kovacic stands off him. Messi goes round Casemiro. Now Denis Suarez. Blocked by Carvajal.
They're coming together in the penalty area between Ramos and Luis Suarez.